Hello humans, Masters and Reflexer, bring you the low quality content you deserve, and today we will be doing a quick combo over Sky Strikers. Yes, the deck that is nearly 6 years old and seems to never stop getting support. Now, originally I was going to do this video and overthink this deck a lot, but this deck ultimately, while it is very skillful, it also is very simple when it comes to, like, quantifying plays it can do. It's a very, very reactive deck, so there's not a lot of quick combos to do. So this quick combo video will actually justify its title instead of being my normal 11 to 18 minutes long. So we're going to show off two things. For this first quick combo, what you need is Cyanos, and then either multi-roll, engage, or area 0, because they will all get to the same thing, except there's a specific demonstration if you don't get engaged. So we'll start off Cyanos. This will special summon Rose from the deck. And then we will turn these two into the new Camellia. Camellia will go ahead and dump the other one that we need, which in this case will be Area 0. Then we can link this off into Kagari, and Kagari will recycle back the field spell. And now, as you can, like I said, Sky Strikers are very interactive. What your hand, whatever it does, and whatever your opponent does, decides what it does. So, obviously, it's going to be more complicated than this. This is just the random next to my hand. So we will go ahead and activate multi-roll and activate Area 0. So, if we just assume these were the only two cards we have, we will go ahead, activate multi-roll, send this off, Area 0. We'll then get Raye out of the deck, and Cyanos will go ahead and Mizuki itself out to summon the Rose. And this is something I noticed people were having trouble with. Because Cyanos locks you into the only extra deck monsters can be machines, a lot of people kind of gave up on this card, which is weird, because I guess they assumed you can only link summon in Sky Striker, which is not actually true. The only card that kind of says that is Linkage. So we can make Merrymaker, and when you can make Merrymaker, you can actually just make Champion Sargas. So Sargas can go ahead and get us a search for both the field spell, and the field spell will get us Regulus. Now, this is something I should also go over. This entire line of play, as long as you don't search Discoliseum and just go straight for the Regulus, plays around Droll. So that's actually a really cool thing you can do. But we're just going to get Discoliseum for this demonstration. Then we will link these two off into Zeke, and then we will link that off into Shizuku just for the demonstration. Then we can go ahead and summon out Regulus, and we are going to equip Camellia specifically. Then afterwards, we'll go into end phase. Shizuku will get the search for engage. And if you did not search Discoliseum because you wanted to play around Droll, you can go ahead and set it back with multi-roll because we activated multi-roll first. Now, here is what we're going to do on our opponent's turn. Because we have Discoliseum up, after we negate with this, Camellia actually has an effect when it's into the graveyard as long as it's properly link summoned, which it was. You can target a monster your opponent controls, special summon this card to your opponent's field, then send that monster off to the graveyard. So it allows Regulus to also be another form of interaction, depending on the deck you want to use it against. Just having that random spot removal can give this a lot more power than it was originally intended. And if that stays on board for the rest of the turn, you get it back, which is really nice. But then, like, obviously, Raye can block some attacks right here, but even then, Discoliseum can also block an attack, and even if it doesn't and something gets ran over, you just get King Regulus back to do the same process over and over again. So, in a way, you almost want one of the Sky Strikers to get ran over, so you can then tag it into a different one and get Regulus back in the process. Not to mention, you still have 3 random cards to interact with your opponent. So, a very simple setup in this deck that can generate a lot of advantage, and what's really nice about this is you're getting follow-up with the engage, which can get you multiple Widowmakers if they are running into your stuff, because you can get a Widowmaker, Kagari, engage, get another Widow Anchor, and then like take two monsters, King Regulus, and that's probably OTK by itself. So that is really, really, really cool. Now, we're going to do one more demonstration that is considerably more goofy. Now, as you can see, this is definitely on the more goofy train. So we're going to start off with that engine I was talking about last video of Cyber Dragon Core getting you directly to Cyanos using Cyber Repair Plant by linking off the core that searches it. So basically, you can just get a search for any light machine in the game. Next, we're going to discard a spell to special summon the Cyanos, which will summon Rose out of the deck. And we'll actually use the Almirage to tribute itself rather than keep it on board. Then we will link these two away into Camellia, which we are going to dump the field spell and then grab it back with Kagari. We'll just skip ahead a few steps because you've already seen it. And then we will activate multi-roll and then activate the Area 0. We will send off Area 0 with multi-roll, and then we will summon Raye out of the deck. And of course, we will banish to get the Rose. Now, why is this King Regulus in hand? Well, one cool thing about the Xe used to make, I can't remember its name, Sargus. Its on-field effect allows it to take itself out of the main monster zone. So even if for some reason this gets locked, you can still, like, tag it away to turn your Sky Striker spells online, which is really neat. But regardless of that, we'll go ahead, summon Regulus by equipping the Camellia, and then we will go Shizuku to get our Sky Striker search in phase. And this is where it's going to start getting a little goofy, because when you tag it out, if 2 materials were lost while tagging it out, you get to dump an Albaz fusion monster from your extra deck to the grave. Now, the one I sent can search any polymerization or fusion normal spell during the end phase. So on our opponent's turn, when we tag this away, use this Regulus and whatnot, we can go ahead and search Overload Fusion. And once we go back into our turn, what we're going to do is turn this Shizuku into Kagari, into Hayate, into Kayana, and just honestly plump a bunch of machines into the graveyard. Why is that? Because Overload Fusion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the Cyber Dragon, because its name is Cyber Dragon while in the grave, 8, and we get to make good old Chimera Tech Over Dragon, which 8 times 8 is 64 with 8 attacks. So a 6400 8 attacker. Sure, we have to send all this off, but I'm going to be totally honest, this is the end of the game. This was a lot more goofy than the other demonstrations, and I kind of wanted to just throw this in because I thought it was very funny. But that's kind of what I wanted to show off. I think people were a little over-concerned with the restriction on Cyanos locking you into only machines. The thing is, there's plenty of only machines you can make with it. And it's just a little more open-ended than people were willing to give it credit for. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And I can't believe this deck is almost 6 years old. That's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching. And remember, Master Dinner Flex will take your soul.